Welcome back, YouTube. So in today's video, we're going to cover the price action and kind of like what's going on in the market and whether or not this means anything serious for Dogecoin. If you've been paying attention, not just to the crypto market, but to the overall tone of the market, today was absolutely brutal. Today was certainly a red day. And especially if you're in the stock market, if you knew how to, at least for this week, if you know how to place puts and stuff, you made a bunch of money. So just because of the downtrend of the market. So we're going to be going over that today and looking at where Dogecoin is and kind of doing like a state of the market. Before we get into the video, I want to let you guys know this video is brought to you by Moomoo. And if you open an account with them, you can get up to 15 free stocks. They are a stock brokerage platform and they're doing that special right now. And I have a link in the description section. So getting into price action, if you have been watching a couple of my videos, you know that I've been giving the projections, but also saying that Dogecoin is in gap up, gap down territory. And even I had a few people even reach out saying that, okay, I thought we were going to like 14 cents or 17 cents and stuff like that. And you have to get the complete context of the video, especially when it comes to projections. So we would need the confirmation here, just so we're clear, would be somewhere between 11 cent and around 12 cent for us to resume trend. As long as we're here, and I know I said this in both of those other videos, but I'll just be extremely clear now. As long as we're here, this is gap up, gap down territory. This is extremely a volatile area. So there's no support and there's no resistance in this area. So it is extremely easy for it to be very choppy in this area, which is kind of what we're getting here because we don't have enough demand to push it upward here to resume trend. And we also don't have enough selling pressure to push it down to to resume trend on the descend. So that puts us in the middle. So when you see something extremely volatile like the market being choppy today, you're going to get that same kind of reaction in Dogecoin because there's no concrete area for investors to look at and say, okay, I'm going to enter at this point, or I may consider getting out at this point here because it's going to retrace. That's not here. So now you have a bunch of people who are buying and selling in here. I don't want to say at random, but it's not a coordinated effort. If you like it would be if you had defined support and resistance areas. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind here when you're evaluating the price action. But overall, the price action, we're talking about less than a penny here decline. So this isn't a like end of the world scenario or something like that. We're actually just down to our 21-day moving average right now, which is completely fine. This is not. We haven't even broke the previous run up here above it, which would be 947. So about like a tenth of a penny above that. But overall, this is completely fine, especially when you look at the tone of the market. I'll say we should be concerned at around, especially depending on how we get there, especially depending on the market. But if we get a gap down here to around like the 819 mark, then because those are some considerable candles on the green side. So if we start filling those, then we could see a breakdown to around 811. But again, we're still talking about less than a penny. And even when we came down and did that retest, we got rejected off of the 716 mark. And normally, the last two times we came down, we got strong rejections here and we bounced back up. So even so, we still have about we're still above like the two support levels once we get out of this gap up territory before we retest that 7 cents. So unless we're threatening one of those levels, I don't see like an issue as far as like panic or it being saying that, oh, Doge is retracing or something like that. The entire market is bloody today. It is not a Dogecoin thing. It's not a crypto thing. Everything, just about everything. If you go look at, the S&P or the top movers for today or top losers for today, the market was a red day. It was a bad day for the market. So please don't isolate this to Dogecoin and say, oh my God, it's over or I'm losing money. And you're not losing money. You don't lose money until you sell. Right? That's just like counting gains before you sell. And if you know anything about these exchanges, it depends on which one you're on and whether or not they let you get it off. So you can't count either one of those until it's in your bank account. So even if it goes down today, or like over the next couple of days, that's not you losing money unless you lock that loss in. You only lose when you lock it in, and that's when you sell. So don't be stressing out over something like that. You have, especially if you're long term, you have time, and we still have our biggest catalyst here. This is not going to be a straight moonshot, or it's not going to be completely like this all the way up. You're going to have your consolidation. Nothing does that. Apple, Microsoft, Bitcoin, nothing does that. Dogecoin won't be the exception. It's going to be up and down. So just kind of get used to trends there, and we'll just take it as it comes. So looking here again, if we're going to resume trend here and get that 14 cent to 17 cent mark, we're going to need a boost to, I say around between 11 and 12 cent, depending on how we get our rejection at or where the candle closes. So I'll say certainly between 11 and 12 cent, we'll get the our confirmation to the upside. And if we're threatening like a retracement or so, or at least a sell-off, I would worry about closing, I say starting at 891, but more importantly at around 813. That could mean that we're going to go retest the 7112 mark, but we're well above that mark, and we're well below this mark here. So going forward, we can expect kind of some more choppy action here until we get a catalyst here to kind of push us out of this zone. And this is what I meant in my last few videos. As long as we're in this zone here, it's going to be choppy. This is indeed a bullish trend. So even if we're having a cool off period from here, that's normal. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If we catch support here around the 21 or even the 50-day, that'll be perfectly fine as well. And just kind of get a bounce. Or even if we consolidate here at a higher high at around like 1010, I'll be extremely happy with that. That is really aggressive there. Even the ascend here is really aggressive. And if we consolidate here at a higher high, build up some support, that'll be great, because if we do have that sell-off at around 15 or so, we'll have something to kind of catch on at around the 10 cent mark versus saying that, well, I don't know, it's a gap up, so we may go down to 7 and stuff like that. So I'm all for the long term of the coin and looking at the price movement and saying that, okay, well, if we establish a higher high and build support there, that's going to be great for the overall movement of the coin. I'd rather the stair-step approach than the rocket, just because, as I know I said this a million times, but as you can see, when you have the rocket on one side, you'll have it on the other. So this stair-step approach here is much better because you're building strength in certain pockets. So you can establish and build up an area. So just kind of keep that in mind. That is the Dogecoin price update. Just wanted to check in with you guys. Hope you guys found value in this video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want more from me, and I will see you in the next one.